About 2 months ago, I made an operator concept video where you guys sent me your new operator concepts in Rainbow Six Siege, and you guys seem to love it. And considering that I've gotten hundreds and hundreds of requests from YouTube comments, Discord, or Instagram, I think that a lot of you guys want your ideas and voices to be heard. So today, let's make them heard. Today, I'm making a part 2 to that video because I have even more submissions and ideas that you guys sent me. If you have any ideas for new operators in Rainbow Six Siege, make sure to leave them in the comments below or send me an Instagram or Discord message. The first operator today is going to be a submission from Attack Sheep 13, and he has the idea of Hoax. So Hoax is a Greek attacker operator, a 1 armor 3 speed with the M4 assault rifle and the AK-74M assault rifle, the same gun that Nomad has, as primary options. The gadget for this operator is going to be the EKAM Dolos drone. This Dolos drone is going to be a drone that's meant to trick the defenders, and I'm going to tell you how. So it's going to be like any normal drone, except the only difference is that it makes different noises instead of what the normal drone does. So instead of it sounding like a drone going down the hallway, or every time a drone jumps you can hear that noise, instead it's going to sound like an operator is either walking or sprinting in that hallway, and every time this drone jumps, it's gonna sound like that there's someone vaulting over something instead. So it's meant to trick the defenders to thinking that there's someone there, or to cover up noises. Another thing that this Dolos drone can do is, apparently, as long as Hoax or this Dolos drone is not in the radius of a mute jammer, it will be able to self-destruct and make a ton of gunfire noises. So when this drone self-destructs, it's not going to damage or hurt anything, but what it is going to do is when it explodes, it's going to sound like a bunch of gunfires going on. And I can see this being beneficial in 2 ways. One, it'll make it sound like that there's someone right there shooting you, suppressing fire. And another way is it'll be able to mask up noises to where either an attacker could either sneak on sight or get another objective or task done. So basically, I really do like this idea. I've gotten a ton of submissions on a drone that makes noises, or a drone that either suppresses the noise of defenders. Like, I've gotten almost like 50 something submissions for that, but I thought this one was the most practical. Now, coming up next is going to be a submission from Evan Fulkerson on Instagram, and he sent a submission of Vortex. Now, Vortex is going to be a 3-speed 1 armor attacker, and his primary gadget is a grapple hook on downed operators. And according to this image, that's what the operator icon will look like. And I think this is pretty awesome that someone took the time to create an operator icon. So I really like this submission. But anyways, what this grappling hook is going to do is that whenever a defender gets downed, he can use this grappling hook to pull in the defender closer to him. And as soon as the downed defender gets close enough, Vortex will be able to interrogate that defender, just like how Cavi can interrogate an attacker. But in this submission, Evan says that if a defender gets interrogated, only one defender will be revealed, instead of when Cavi interrogates, the whole entire attacking team is revealed. But I think if a defender does get interrogated, I think the entire defending team should get interrogated as well. And I'm wondering if the weapons on Vortex is going to be a guaranteed down but not out, just like how Cavi's pistol is a guaranteed down but not out, because that way most of the time you're not going to down them, you're either going to get the kill or headshot them. So then his gadget would be very pointless. But I do like the idea of a grappling hook pulling in the downed defender so that you can kind of bring them closer to you. But I think if Ubisoft were to ever implement an attacker that interrogates the defenders, it'll have to take, like, I don't know, 10 seconds to get the interrogation off, because you want to give defense enough time to try and help the defender that's getting interrogated, because roamers are typically spread out across the map where attackers are typically closer, and then that's why Cavi's interrogations don't take very long. But I do like this idea. Let me know what you guys think. The next operator is going to be a submission from Big Noob, and his operator idea is Jax. He says, possibly a terrible idea, but how about an operator that can reinforce floorboards? I'd call him Jax. So I think this operator would have more uses than the typical person would think. Already on the top of my head, I'm thinking of ways that this operator could be useful. So I'm guessing this operator would be able to make a reinforcement on the ground so that, you know, a Buck, a Zofia, or an Ash won't be able to shoot through the floorboards and get like bandits or whatever, or get any type of vertical play going. And I think this would be really, really useful on a number of sites. Mainly, I'm thinking about Armory Wall on Border, how easy it is for someone to get that Armory Wall from below, whether it's a Zofia, Ash, or Buck. I'm also thinking about CC Cash Room on Clubhouse, where a Ash or Zofia or someone can easily shoot the bandits from below in secret and kind of effectively ruin the bandit trick on there. This will help out the defenders very much when there's any site that has a ton of vertical play, or you really want to protect a certain part of a site. Honestly, not a bad idea, but I think this operator will be very situational, which might hurt its pick rate. Next submission comes from Austin Cantor, and he says, I still think that the Inktrap operator is a phenomenal idea where it works like Legion, but you're covered in said ink, leaving a trail for a certain amount of time. I think this will be a pretty good idea. All it is intel for the defending team and an inconvenience for the attackers. Let's say the ink goes on for, I don't know, 30 seconds. So after you step in one of these traps, you leave maybe like ink footprints wherever you've been for the next like 30 seconds as an attacker. It doesn't hurt you. It just lets the defenders know where you've been. So it might help out for roamers if they follow the footsteps to flank you. I think this is a pretty good idea. What do you guys think? So coming up next, I have a submission from Cole Brown, and he says he wants an attacker in Rainbow Six Siege that can revive dead teammates. So I got a ton of submissions from people who want to attack or defense, someone who can revive dead teammates. I got a lot, and I still think that this is not a great idea, but the way that Cole Brown says this in his submission is he says that he could pick up that dead teammate on like a stretcher, carry them outside of the map, and go revive them at like a designated location outside the building. So then that way it takes a lot of time to revive that dead teammate, a lot of time that attackers don't have, and the attacker doesn't have a lot of HP left when they get revived. But I still don't know what I think about this idea, and I got a lot of submissions like this, so obviously there's people out there who want a operator who can revive people, but I think if an operator gets killed in a round, you are done. There's no chance that you should come back. And because I don't think it'd be very fair for the defending team if, say, you kill someone, but then it's on the outskirts of the map. So then literally this like Doc 2.0 on attack, whatever, can just pick them up, quickly go outside, revive them, and then now it's like a 5v5 again. So I don't know how I feel about this. What do you guys think about an operator that can revive dead teammates? Next submission coming up is a kind of popular one, as I've also got a lot of submissions like this, but I don't know how well it'd work in Siege, especially from a programming point of view, from a developer. And the submission comes from Drew R, and he's got a submission for an operator called Bite Force. Now, what this operator does is he has a dog called Rocco, I believe. Yeah, Rocco. And Rocco will be able to, upon command, sniff out and find defenders and attack them. So the way that he kind of balances this out is it's kind of like Jackal. You know how he has like the headpiece that he can see footprints? Well, Bite Force has the same kind of thing, but when he puts on his headpiece, he's not looking at footprints. He's looking at like scent trails that, like, you know, when operators leave scent while they're moving throughout the round. So this scent trail can be picked up by the dog. And then what Rocco will do is he'll run just as fast as like Ash sprinting to a defender. And once he finds a defender, he'll be able to latch onto their leg and then kind of do like, I think he said like 10 damage every 1 second. But the defender will still be able to shoot when the dog is on them. And I guess a teammate can come over and help like knife the dog off of them or something. And then once you like knife the dog off the defender, you know, he'll be damaged, he'll be hurt. The dog will go off at some part in the round, like respawn and then like come back in or something like that. Oh, and the person said in the submission that like Capcan traps and like Ella mines, Goo mines will like stop the dog from attacking and like go and respawn. But the thing is, Siege is such a dynamic game that any like AI added to the game is not going to work properly. I also got a lot of submissions for like a AI turret or like a AI drone that kind of drones itself in or something like that. Just the thing is Siege is such a dynamic game and the maps change all the time, multiple times throughout the round, that it would be very, very hard for a AI to be able to be programmed correctly to navigate the map without being super buggy. And I could just guarantee that Rocco for this Bite Force operator would be super, super buggy. Anyways, I think this is a decent idea, but from a programming point of view, don't think it'll work. Another submission coming in at you guys is from 2012 Rookie, and he sent it over on Instagram, and he has an operator idea called Blackout. So again, another operator idea where I got a ton of submissions kind of generalizing the same exact thing. But what this operator is, it's a Salvadorian attacker, 3 armor, 1 speed, that has the gadget called the Blind Eye. And what this Blind Eye do is Blackout will be able to like log in on his tablet, like stand still, log in on his tablet, and then like 5 to 10 seconds later after logging into his tablet, a pulse will go on throughout the map that effectively turns off all the lights in the map. All the lights will turn off for a solid, what is it, 20 to 30 seconds, but the gadgets will still be working. So all the defender gadgets will still be working. You know, the lights emitted from them, whatever, will still be working, or any light at all in the building will be effectively turned off for 20 to 30 seconds. Also, Blackout has like these night vision goggles that, as if the lights are on, it's very blinding and he can't see anything. But if the lights are off, then it'll work and he'll be able to like see throughout the map. I had a lot of submissions about like a Blackout type operator, and I don't know. I still don't know how I feel about an operator that turns off the lights, because I think it'd be very, very strong for this operator, this Blackout operator, to be able to see while all the defenders can't. I mean, we all know how frustrating Blitz can be. When you get flashed, it is so infuriating. Imagine if for 20 to 30 seconds, you can't see at all as a defender, but someone can just walk in the doorway and kill you, but you can't see them. Now, I wonder if the defenders will have flashlights or something that can kind of help this, or if there'll be enough ambient light to where it's not pitch black. But I had a lot of submissions of an operator that can turn off the lights in either a specific room or a map. And I also think one of the submissions in the last operator concept video was that one as well. Okay, so I saved one of the most realistic operator concepts that were sent in to me for last, as I think this one is actually a really good idea and I wanted to save it for last. So Nijuyan, I'm sorry if I completely butcher your name, on Instagram sent me this submission where he said, okay, hear me out. An operator with an insulated throwable device filled with active electrons. When it's thrown, the insulating seal breaks and the electrons are released. This temporarily electrifies all metal surfaces in a small area for 1 second, making it essentially a one-use bandit trick. So I think this operator would actually not be too bad and might have some good uses. We all know how absolutely hard it is to bandit trick an ace. If it's an ace and Thatcher, you're pretty much guaranteed to at least get one side of the wall open, even if the guy who's bandit tricking is amazing. If you have an operator like this who has these like 1 second electron pulses that electrify the wall, I think it'd deploy much faster than a bandit trick and you'd be able to stop an ace probably pretty easily. But I think this would help out a lot when you quickly gotta electrify a wall when you hear it, either a thermite charge or a Habana charge or like an ace charge going off, something like that. So I think that's where this operator would most excel, is like those quick reactions where you gotta quickly electrify a wall. And I think this operator might even have a good place in the meta. Well, I'm sorry to everyone who submitted an operator idea. I couldn't possibly get to all of them. If I didn't read or respond to your operator idea submission, go ahead and send it again so maybe I could see it again. Or if you have any new ideas, make sure to send them in the comments below so I can read them and hopefully make a part 3. If you enjoyed the video, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe to notifications if you're new. Now, with all that being said, Jumpy out!